Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel, which kind of is also now the gun channel. I recently picked up this beautiful little NAA mini revolver and .22 long rifle. It actually came to me in a bad condition. It was badly scratched and also they put on the scales wrong. So I took it apart and kind of worked it over, and now it is beautiful again, even though it's 29 years old. And I believe they're still making these guns the very, very same way today. And it's still selling really well. No wonder, because they're really well made and well engineered. Alright, so I got this rather cheap and overhauled it, and now it's in shooting condition again. The only problem is I can't hit anything with it due to the short barrel and the very short line of sight. And I think they're really not made for longer distances. These are short distance backup guns, I think. Fascinating. If you look at this, it comes clear that you can't make this any smaller, because see that the rims of the cartridges touch each other. So this is like the smallest you can do if you want to make a 5-shot .22 revolver. Now they are kind of hard to aim because you have to hold on to this tiny handle, and that makes it really, really hard to really hold them in a way that is steady. And then you have this very, very skimpy little sighting system here. So it's hard to really get a steady hold on it, because the handle is so small, you barely have to, wrap one finger around it. But of course you can attach other handles, there's scales for it, and you can buy them from many sources. I made some myself and they work great. So it allows you to hold the gun just fine, but it does not give you a longer line of sight. So I still need a better device to aim. Now in comparison, this is a decent Hammerly Swiss-made .22 long rifle pistol. Now look at the difference in barrel length, right? And look at the difference in line of sight. So this is the difference. I think it's pretty clear. With this one you can hit a target at 25 meters. With this one, not so much. But I wanted to find out actually how accurate are they, I mean technically. So of course I can clamp them in and so on, but that would be boring because we love making things here at the Slingshot channel. So I decided to make a stock system for it that gives me a red dot and that lets me handle this thing just like a longer gun, like a rifle. We leave everything else unchanged. Just remove the scales and then clamp them into a contraption. And this is it. This is what I made from plywood, of course. 3 layers of plywood. And as you see, here will the gun be clamped in. So this is actually where the cylinder goes. And this is so that I can actually cock back the hammer, like so. And I made this so that I can avoid shooting myself in the thumb. So I have this foregrip. And the restock is actually having a full buffer for AR-15 stock. I actually borrowed this from a crossbow. And now, of course, I can aim through the red dot just like normal, just with the tiny little gun clamped in. This is actually how the gun is clamped in. As you can see, it sits firmly into its bed. And now the other part comes down and presses on it. So it's really a clamping. It's not just room for it here, but it clamps down on it so that it would be in there rock solid. So this is it. I mean, look at that. It looks ridiculous. So of course I can still slide this up and down, for a nicer presentation. And of course you can see that the gun is absolutely firmly clamped in, but I'm still absolutely able to handle it just like normal. So I can cock it, I can of course shoot it, no problem. And I have a very comfortable, sight here through my red dot. Just the way how it should be. And then it dawned on me that this is actually now illegal in the US. Yeah, one of my followers told me that this is now considered a short-barreled rifle, SBR. So actually it turns out that you can take a perfectly legal pistol like this one and use a little bit of plywood and convert it into something highly illegal. that needs some kind of a crazy license that costs a lot of money and is hard to get as far as I understand. So in Germany, I can assure you it's still fully legal as long as you have a license for the gun, which I do, of course. So therefore, it is still a legal gun here. And this will allow me to shoot this with the same comfort as shooting a rifle, allowing me to find out how accurate this thing is in my little indoor shooting range, fully licensed, of course, at an 8-meter distance. It's going to be interesting. Of course, I haven't sighted it in yet, so therefore we are going to aim at this, but definitely we won't hit it. It's the group size that matters, not actually that we're hitting it, because that can be adjusted easily. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, look at that. Well, it's probably 2 inches. For such a tiny pistol, that's not a bad result at all. So I noticed that from all the shooting, actually the wood screws came a little bit loose and therefore the clamping was getting less and less efficient. Therefore, these 2 critical screws I've now replaced with machine screws. So they're now M5 machine screws and I can really clamp down hard on this. So this is actually a fully functional mini carbine that works great. And illegal in the US, I guess, but not illegal in Germany, imagine that. And I think it's also a super little compact device. I will return this to its original revolver state, like pistol state again, because I think it's far more elegant. But I kind of like what I've done with just plywood. How do you like it? Would you want one in case it is legal where you live? I'm not planning to sell it anyhow. This is just an experiment. So I cleaned the gun again and now it's nice and tiny again in comparison to the huge stock that I've made. But I have to say that I'm really impressed and how accurate this little gun really is. I mean, the group size was really respectable for such a tiny pistol, I think. And keep in mind, it was made in '96, so the gun is 29 years old. How do you like it? I love it. I think it's one of the coolest pieces in my little collection. Anyway, I hope you liked this one too, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye-bye.